We continue to follow that horrible and deadly single-engine plane crash in Bowie from this past weekend that left the pilot and 2 passengers dead. As the NTSB works to determine the cause of the crash, we're now learning information that's new, specifically about the young pilot on board. News 4 transportation reporter Adam Tuss spoke with a former federal safety investigator today to try to provide more insight about what may have happened in the moments before that crash.
Well, what was the pilot's experience level? Was this flight being used for actual instruction, as we now know that there were 2 student pilots on board? Was there enough fuel? These are all questions that are now starting to surface in the wake of this horrible tragedy. Putting together the pieces of what happened on this fateful flight will take time. Maryland State Police say on Saturday the 3 men were on a flight path taking them from Ocean City, New Jersey to the Montgomery County Air Park, but they never made it. Gregory Fife is a pilot and former senior investigator with the National Transportation Safety Board. He says his home airport was the Montgomery County Air Park, and he knows this airspace well.
The flight path was not a straight line. Typically, when you get to cruise altitude and you're going point A to point B, you're pretty much going in a straight line. Looking at the data that I saw, this airplane was not only up and down quite a bit in altitude, but it was also very left and very right of a straight line course back to Gaithersburg.
All of that movement requires more power, which requires more fuel.
Were they able to get gas, or were they trying to come back on the fuel that they had already had from Gaithersburg? There was no evidence of fire, which would suggest that there wasn't a lot of fuel on board the aircraft.
Now, News 4 confirmed through FAA records that the young pilot of the plane, 26-year-old Yoav Baumrind of Israel, just got his pilot certification on June 3rd this year. The flight crashed at night, which is a much tougher environment to fly in, according to Fife. And Fife raises another concern.
What I would be asking right now is, did this private pilot who was certificated, did he allow one of these other pilots, even though they shouldn't be flying, did he allow one of them to fly?
And the NTSB has not said who was flying the plane when it went down, and the cause of the crash could take more than a year to determine. We're told the NTSB will take a look at other factors, including recordings of air traffic control communications, radar data, weather reports, what the pilot had been doing within the last 72 hours, as well as aircraft maintenance records. Lessons are expected to be learned from this tragedy to hopefully prevent a similar situation from happening again. Adam Tuss, News 4.
The plane that crashed belonged to the Washington International Flight Academy in Gaithersburg. We have reached out to the Flight Academy repeatedly for comment, but have not heard back.